Kelly Clarkson had been invited to Today with Jenna and Friends for what was supposed to be a warm, lively segment promoting her latest album, upcoming tour, and a charitable foundation she had recently launched to help underprivileged youth pursue music. The set was cheerful, bright colors, coffee mugs steaming on the table, and a live studio audience buzzing with excitement to see one of America's most beloved singers. Jenna Bush Hager greeted Kelly with her signature bubbly energy, laughing like they were old friends. The first few minutes flowed easily. Funny travel mishaps, stories about Kelly's kids, behind-the-scenes tales from recording sessions. But producers had whispered in Jenna's ear before the show. This segment needed a viral moment. That meant pressing into Kelly's personal life. Jenna waited for the right opening before casually asking whether certain lyrics in Kelly's new single were about a public feud with another singer. Kelly smiled politely, buying time with a sip of coffee. Her eyes, however, flickered with a warning that her fans would instantly recognize. The audience let out a soft, ooh, sensing the shift. "You know," Kelly replied evenly, "I write from a place of truth, but it's not my job to confirm people's gossip." The audience chuckled nervously, and in the live stream chat online, comments poured in. "Here we go." Kelly quickly tried to pivot, speaking passionately about her charity gala, how proceeds would fund free music classes for kids in low-income areas. The audience applauded warmly, touched by her sincerity. But the producers pushed Jenna again through her earpiece. This time, the question went straight for the rumors tied to Kelly's divorce. Jenna asked with a practiced tone, "So, your fans have been wondering if that heartbreaking chorus about betrayal in your song was about your ex's band?" Kelly's smile tightened. She answered calmly, "I think people connect to my music because it's universal, not because it's a diary entry about my life." Jenna chuckled. "But you've never been shy about speaking your truth, right? That's what we love." Kelly's eyes sharpened. "There's a difference between speaking your truth and being baited for ratings." The audience gasped. It was the kind of line that instantly trended. On X and Instagram, hashtags like "or Kelly vs. Jenna" and "Today Show Drama" started climbing before the segment was even over. Jenna's smile faltered for a second, then snapped back into place. "Kelly, we're just asking what everyone is curious about." Kelly gave a small laugh, but there was no humor in it. "Curiosity isn't the same thing as respect. I'm here to talk about my music, my tour, and the causes I care about, not to provide gossip headlines." The co-host sitting nearby nervously tried to move them into a light-hearted game, but Jenna waved her off. "Come on, Kelly," she pressed. "You've built a career on honesty. If those lyrics aren't about him, just say so." Kelly shook her head. "If I wanted to talk about him, I would, and I wouldn't do it here." The audience broke into another wave of reactions, some cheering, others wide-eyed. Clips of the exchange were already being shared online under captions like "Kelly shutting it down." By now, the energy in the studio had shifted. The air felt heavier, laughter strained. Kelly set her coffee mug down with a deliberate clink. "The real me values authenticity," she said steadily. "And that means knowing when to say no." Jenna forced another smile. "Of course. But I think your fans want all of you, not just the polished version." Kelly's jaw tightened. "My fans know me. They've been with me for 20 years. They don't need you to dig through my personal life to feel connected." The audience broke into applause, some even standing briefly. Jenna's co-host again tried to shift gears, but Jenna ignored her, caught up in the push-pull. Then Jenna crossed the one line that had been explicitly off-limits in pre-show agreements: ongoing legal disputes. She leaned in and asked, "And what about that recent court case? People say it might have inspired some of your songs, too." The room froze. Kelly blinked slowly, deciding whether the question even deserved an answer. "You really want to go there?" she asked, her voice low but carrying. Jenna, sensing the buzz building, said, "I think the viewers at home want the truth." Kelly tilted her head, smiling without warmth. "The truth is, you're being disrespectful right now." The audience erupted, some clapping in support, others murmuring in disbelief. On social media, clips spread instantly with captions like, "Kelly just ended her and Jenna went too far." Kelly leaned back, folding her arms. "You invited me here to talk about my work. I've been nothing but open about that. But you're not interested in my work. You're interested in headlines." The co-host tried desperately again to pivot into a trivia game, but Jenna waved her off. "Kelly, I think your fans want you to be real about the pain that shaped your music." Kelly laughed softly, exasperated. "Pain is real, Jenna, but so is dignity." The line hit hard, drawing another burst of applause. Jenna flushed, smiling through it, locked into what felt like a chess match being played in front of millions. Finally, the tension snapped. Kelly glanced toward the camera, then the audience, then back at Jenna. "I think we're done here." Jenna's eyes widened. "Kelly, no. We've got a few more minutes," she said with a forced laugh, reaching out. Kelly didn't take her hand. "I'm here for meaningful conversation, not tabloid bait," the audience murmured, phones raised high to record what they knew was an extraordinary live moment. Online, posts exploded. "Kelly just walked off live TV." The control room panicked, producers gesturing frantically to salvage the segment. Kelly stood up slowly, smoothing her dress. The camera tried to keep her framed as she gathered her notes and mug. "Thanks for having me," she said, her tone final. Anna, the co-host, tried one last save. "Kelly, don't go. We can talk about your album, I promise." Kelly glanced over her shoulder. "Maybe next time, Jenna, when the invitation is genuine." The audience broke into scattered applause, some booing Jenna's persistence. The co-host's face paled as she hurriedly cut to commercial, but the cameras had already caught everything. The walk-off became instant internet history. Within minutes, clips flooded TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube. Kelly Clarkson shuts down Jenna Bush Hager trended worldwide in under an hour. Entertainment shows replayed the moment, radio hosts dissected it on air. Fans defended Kelly fiercely, praising her for setting boundaries. Others argued Jenna was just doing her job. Later that day, Kelly addressed it subtly on her social media, posting a rehearsal photo with the caption, "Talking about music is always worth my time." Without naming names, the message was clear. Jenna opened the next day's show with a vague line. Sometimes live TV takes unexpected turns, smiling through what was clearly damage control. But public opinion had already solidified. Kelly's walk-off wasn't just another awkward talk show moment. It was a rare act of live defiance, destined to be replayed in compilations for years. It was proof that sometimes, walking away says more than staying ever could.